and business executives and people who run all businesses within Nakuru County, either because they're domiciled here or have branches and business interests in Nakuru County. The county government of Nakuru, who are our host today, and they're represented here. Our partners from development community, our investment partners and development partners, and like-minded people who believe that empowering our local communities is what will take our specific devolved units to the next level. And just a short snap view on who we are as the County Business Week. It's a large-scale business exhibition. And before we got here, we used to do events. And then we realized we could add value by enabling the businesses in all the 47 counties in this country to come together, showcase what they do, have access to like-minded networks, showcase their products and services, and promote business development. So we have two levels. The first level is at the national level. We've had these engagements at the national level, and we've done this in Nairobi. But then again, we realized there's a lot of business that's opening up, very many business opportunities that are opening up, and especially now as we celebrate the 10 years since the devolved units came into being. We have seen a lot of resources coming from the national government to the county government. We've seen county governments mobilize their resources to bring development closer to the people, and we thought, why not? We think we add more value when we bring those services and those innovative products and those forums down to the people who matter. And we are a team of young innovators. I'm probably the oldest in that team. And we believe that we have solutions to our day-to-day business challenges. We make fun and we say, you know, Tina, which is the short form of Christine, and it stands for Time is Now Africa. And we believe that it's time for us as Kenyans, it's time for us as residents of Nakuru, and it's time for us as Africans to look for solutions to our challenges within. Yeah, because we have relied on partners to come and bring solutions, and I don't think it's the way things should be. We have solutions to our challenges right here, and we're able to get access to those solutions through partnerships, and that is what we are here to do, to enhance and to grow those partnerships, to help achieve sustainable development together. So what we do, our guiding principles are anchored around Vision 2030 and around the Sustainable Development Goals, and specifically in creating decent work and economic growth, innovation, and inadvertently eradicating poverty, ensuring that kids can go to school and people have good quality of life. So therefore, I will make this very short. It's our sincere hope that before you leave this hall, you'll have known everybody who is here, because they are here because they have vested interest in Nakuru County. Please make sure you have their contacts, and after this, we will see more flourishing businesses out of this forum. And with this, it's in as much as it's the first in Nakuru, it's not going to be the last. This is just a business heads meeting where we bring you guys together, we have a conversation, but we will have a 3-day event that will run from Wednesday to Friday, where you'll have an opportunity to showcase the services and the products that you sell to the people of Nakuru County and beyond. We will communicate on more details about that before we end, but because we have a powerful panel that will discuss issues around businesses in Nakuru County, how the opportunities that exist, allow me to end there and welcome our able moderator, Peter, to take us from here. Thank you so much, and karibu sana.
Thank you for that short introduction and welcome. Just a reminder that this event is streaming live on YouTube, on Nakuru TV. Feel free to share on your socials, and you can always play back later if you miss something. So, you know, Nakuru is known for many things. It was once known as the cleanest city in Kenya, in East Africa. We don't know what changed. Nakuru was also known as the fastest growing city in East and Central Africa. But what is it like to do business here in Nakuru County? You know, to help us discuss the opportunities and the challenges, we have a powerful panel that I would like now to invite over to the stage. We will start with the man who got the second question right. We start with David Mwangi. He is the chair of the Nakuru County Tourism Association. Let us clap for him. And then next on stage, we have George Muturi, who is the CEO, MG Innovation Hub, which targets creatives and the digital economy. Let us welcome him as well. Okay. And then we have George Wayne. I've seen George Wayne. Is the founder of Nakuru Box. Karibu sana. And finally, we have John Gitao, who is the director of the Nakuru Chamber of Commerce. And he is also the director of the Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies. Let us welcome him as well. So, gentlemen, karibuni sana. In the middle, yes. We were expecting a lady to join us, but she's just given us an apology. So it's for those who are wondering about gender balance. So to kick us off, I want to ask this gentleman, why Nakuru and not anywhere else? Let's start with George Wayne. First of all, a short introduction about yourself, what your business does. I think it would be useful for those who are interacting with you for the first time.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is George Wayne, the founder of Nakuru Box Innovation Center, a hub and a co-working space located here in Nakuru. And I also run a company called Eneza IT Solutions Limited, which is a digital marketing company. Why Nakuru? Born, raised in Nairobi, myself. Moved to Nakuru about 5 years ago. And I think that question fits. Why Nakuru? I believe Nakuru has a lot of potential. And as our tagline says, because now I believe I'm a Nakuru person, means the county of unlimited opportunities. Just when you drive down after the viewpoint, Chicken Inn and the petrol station there, you meet that big sign and it says, Nakuru, welcome to Nakuru County, the county of unlimited opportunities. And true to that statement, I believe that we have a lot of potential to exploit a lot of resources that we have to leverage on the potential that we have as a county. Based on the diverse businesses that exist in Nakuru, based on the diverse experience that exists in Nakuru. If you look at some of the most successful entrepreneurs or business people in the country come from Nakuru. If you look at the retail chain, if you look at the hospitality industry, if you look at the financial institutions, some of the most successful businesses come from Nakuru. So I believe there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of support even from the community. And we like to say that if you're able to crack the Nakuru market, then you can be able to succeed in any county in the country. So I believe there's a lot that is in store, and based on a lot of research that can be done to understand this, but I believe we have what it takes to help the business community be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, George. We go to the other George. What do you do and why Nakuru?
Good morning, everyone. My name is George Muturi. I'm a resident of Nakuru, born and raised here. I've lived all my 30 years here in this beautiful town, and I'm always passionate about Nakuru. And I don't see myself leaving this town because I want to make it better so that no one else has to leave and go look for opportunities elsewhere. So myself, I run a company called Ideal Sound Entertainment. will be turning 10 years in 2 months' time. So Ideal Sound Entertainment, we are an audio-visual service provider. So what you see here today, this is what we do, and we do more. I also run another company, and that's why I'm here. It's called MG Innovation Hub. MG Innovation Hub is an ICT and innovation center, and we focus on a number of thematic areas. Our number one being entrepreneurship, and this is in bias to youth and women. We want to push the agenda of youth and women in that space of entrepreneurship. Because as we know, not all of us can be able to get employed in the county government or in the private sector. So we need to start having this conversation whereby we are empowering our women and the young people to start thinking outside the box to which are these opportunities that they can tap into and create employment for themselves and even for others. So that is what we train. The other thematic area we focus on is on ICT and innovation. We want to push the agenda of technology here in Nakuru. We know so many things, summits, forums happen in Nairobi, but when you look at Nakuru, us being the latest city, and with what is happening around here, we feel we are left behind. And it's time for us to also will be able to build so many business around that ecosystem of technology. So the other thematic area we focus on is creative economy. Yes. We are passionate about art and craft. So that is how you that is how you make up artists. So yes, we look for opportunities whereby we can be able to create platform for Nakuru artists, both visual, performing, and those who are even doing crafts. So basically, we help them with branding. How do they market themselves, their products, and what they do. So why Nakuru? It's interesting because Nakuru is a very unique town where people can argue, but I believe we are strategically located within the map of Kenya. We might not be central, but we're strategically located. So if you want to go any part of Kenya, Nakuru is the gateway. If you want to go north, you go through Nakuru. If you want to go south, west, or east. So we are strategically located, and that is an advantage that we need to take advantage of. So the other thing, Nakuru has a youthful population, which offers affordable workforce for any investor, any company that needs to set shop in this town. You will not have a problem looking for skilled and semi-skilled labor force in this town. So the other thing is the affordability when it comes to land. For investors who are looking to set up industries and even other forms of investment, we have affordable land. So that is an advantage that you need to look at. So the other advantage also, the county government of Nakuru is very friendly, and it's encouraging business people to do business here in Nakuru. So I think for now, those I'll say the reasons why you should invest in Nakuru. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we go to Gitao, let's also keep the answers quite short, like a minute each. And the question is, why Nakuru? Why did you invest in Nakuru?
Thank you very much. One thing I want to congratulate you because saying we keep it short, because I was wondering even what to tell these distinguished members, because I wasn't even sure when I was invited. I realized I will have one challenge. I think in Kikuyu, but now how to translate into English, so there might be a delay in translation. So having said that, my name is John Kimemie Gitau. Why am I here? First of all, I was brought up in a village called Wanyororo, which is about 20 kilometers from Nakuru town. Saying brought up because I was not born there, but I was brought up there. Primary educated in Nakuru, secondary I went to Nairobi, and college I went to Nairobi. Now, what do? I have a college, Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies, and as a member of the education person who is working in the education field, specifically dealing with skilling the youth, there's a good link between the business we do and the businesses that you guys you do, because we need the skilled labor. And sometimes government also focuses strongly on primary education and university education, such that there's a gap that is left. That's the gap we try to fill. I'm also a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and that's where now we now want to enable the businesses through education, through forums like this, to bring people together. Now, finally, why Nakuru? I have never understood exactly how Nairobi ended up being the capital city of Kenya. Because if you look at it, when you are seated in Nakuru, you are about 2 hours to all major towns in the country. Because you are about 2 hours from here to Kisumu, about 2 hours to Nairobi, about 2 hours to Eldoret, you are the center of everything. The only major town that we can say we are far from is Mombasa. But when you look at Nairobi, where Nairobi is only near to itself. So Nakuru is the best place for us to invest. And as my colleague has said here, yes, we have a youthful population. Secondly, the cost of living in Nakuru, you cannot compare to Nairobi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And as we go to David, I think we are starting to get the advantages and the opportunities here in Nakuru. But for you specifically, you are in the tourism industry, and we have seen Nakuru trying to become the top destination away from, the beach destination and all that. Can Nakuru be the destination of choice in this country?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to start by correcting you. We are not trying to be the best destination. We are the best destination. With all the factors that have been mentioned by my colleagues, we are there. It's just a matter of people realizing that this is the best destination, is the destination of choice. My name is David Mwangi. I chair the Nakuru County Tourism Association, which is a coming together of private stakeholders in the tourism sector. I am a tourism enthusiast. I consult, I run hospitality facilities, and I also consult for upcoming and established hospitality facilities. I am excited to be a Nakurian. Personally, I was born in one of the villages around here, a place called Moronyo, and I've grown in Bahati. And one thing I knew is that one day Nakuru will occupy its rightful place in the geopolitics of this country. And I am happy to answer this question, why Nakuru? And I have so many reasons, but I will only answer with two. And the first one, which is very close to my heart, is Nakuru is home to everyone. I've chaired the association for quite a while now, and I can tell you the research that we have done is that most of the people in Kenya, they prefer meeting in Nakuru. Not because we have good hotels here, no. It's because of the cosmopolitan nature of this destination. It's a destination where you feel at home, and that's why we call Nakuru ni home. Nakuru ni home. You feel at home, and you feel that in every time you are coming to Nakuru, there is even a member of your community. If you need, there's a member of your community, and if you would like to research even further, you see that there are association of different communities that live in Nakuru. And nobody will come to your door and ask you, where do you come from? Because Nakuru belongs to everybody, and Nakuru is owned by nobody. Nobody will claim that this is my place. Where did you come from? Why? Because nobody owns this place, and we all own it in equal measure. And in investment, most of the people would like to be where they are stable. They would like to be in a place where you can predict your investment. You would like to be in a place where a time will not come, effect of politics, effect of ethnics will not come and dislocate you or dislodge you from where you are. Most of the people right now that are investing, because I can tell you quite a number of investors are coming to Nakuru, is because they have realized that when you are here, you are home. And if you look at most of the civil servants that have come through Nakuru, they have passed through Nakuru, they were posted to Nakuru from other areas. They have left their families here. even when they are posted out, their families remain here. Yesterday I was talking to one person who got a job with the United Nations in Juba, and he relocated his family from north to Nakuru before he left for Juba, because he felt this is a good place. If he need to bring up his family, this is the best place. This is the home. Secondly, Nakuru has the best level of education, I can tell you. Because of the cosmopolitan nature, your neighbor to the right and to the left is a different community. So by default, the first language we learn is Swahili, not mother tongue, just by default. So even for labor, if you're looking for people who will work in your farm or in your company, it becomes very easy to get labor that is little bit literate than in other places where the mother tongue is the predominant language in that area. That is why Nakuru for me.
Thank you, our able panelists. We've had the good side of Nakuru. You guys are in business here. We want to be candid this morning and talk about what Nakuru needs to do. It's now almost 2 years since it was conferred the city status, but what has business been like? What are the challenges that you have faced, and how does the cost of doing business compare? Let's start with you, George Wayne.
I think I'll start by responding to what does the cost of doing business compare like to, I would say, let's do a comparison with Nairobi. And in all fairness, I don't think it's quite a huge challenge to conduct business in Nakuru in comparison to the capital city. If you look at the expenditure, the main expenditures that businesses spend on in comparison to what businesses spend on in Nairobi, there is quite a huge difference. If you look at the rents, the office rents that we pay here, if you look at the wages, if you look at the salaries, like my colleagues have mentioned, that the cost of labor is a bit more affordable compared to the capital, then we will say we are advantaged in terms of how much we spend doing business here in Nakuru. So if you look at the other challenge that we face as Nakuru or as a community is the perception. And I think this is something that we progressively would want to work on. I want to change that perception that Nakuru people wake up at 8. David, do Nakuru people wake up at 8? Yeah. So it's changing the mindset and changing the perception that we are in a totally different environment from what other counties are doing or from what other towns are doing. So some of the challenges that we are facing will be, one, there's a mindset that we have, or there's a culture that we have, and this is geared towards in supporting the businesses that are upcoming or that are new. There's a mindset that exists in Nakuru that when you open up an entertainment facility, it will only last for 1 year or 1.5 years or for 2 years. So how about change that mentality or change that perception and support that business as a community or as an ecosystem, right? So the challenge of us adopting what is born in Nakuru, the kind of businesses that are coming up from Nakuru as a community. As Nakuru people, how can we support the upcoming new businesses and be there for them and support them and not tarnish their name, right? So that's one of the key challenges that we are facing as a community. And of course, number two, if you compare the cash flow that is in Nakuru compared to the capital, and this is relation to the population, of course. If you look at the population of Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, and what is in Nakuru, then there's a huge difference. So that affects the cash flow within Nakuru County. So I would say, in my perspective, those will form two of the most common challenges that we are facing. As a business, as I established my business here in Nakuru, it took some time for it to pick up. Why? Because it took time for people to understand what exactly we were trying to do. It took time for people to understand and to embrace that business can be done in a different way or from a different point of view. So I think those will be my two key points in what challenges we are facing as a business community.
And George, you raise an interesting point about perspective
Yes.
and perception.
Yes.
And it's one of the things that has also affected the creative industry, where artists and creatives think that if they are not in Nairobi, they'll not get noticed, they'll not blow up, they'll not, they'll not be successful. Is that something that you also relate, and what have you seen?
Thank you. That's true, and I will blame how we grew up to some extent, because everyone, when they were growing up, they all wanted to go to the big city, because that is where the big things are happening. That is how our thinking was shaped from a young age. And I think it's time for the new generation parents to try and change this perspective now. Because you find every one of us, we wanted to go to universities in Nairobi, we wanted to get jobs in Nairobi. Then you ask yourself, so who's gonna stay back here and take care of the city? You know, so it's the same thing that it's interesting you've mentioned artists, and there was a big debate a week or two ago because of Choma na Ngoma. There was a big event organized by SG Standard Group Media and their Radio Maisha, and they organized this event called Choma na Ngoma. So the Nakuru artists felt they were not part of the event, and that was a big issue, and there was a lot of discussion. Everyone was right from where they were seated. But how sustainable is that? They got a bit of space to participate, but my thinking was, if this particular person had not thought of you before, it's because you've asked now that they're giving you. So we should move from that space and mindset where we think, for me to make it big, I need to be in Nairobi or in a big city. Even here in Nakuru, there are so many opportunities. The only thing you need to do is to think differently and then do your thing in a unique way. The beautiful thing here, competition is not as cutthroat as in Nairobi. Starting a business in Nairobi is next to nightmare. But here in Nakuru, as in, it's very affordable. Within a week or two, you're able to get all the licenses you need, and you're able to get space, and you can start doing your business. So for the creative industry, because that's also a space we play in, we want to have this conversation. How, as a creative industry in Nakuru, how are we able to sustain ourselves? And like a month ago, we were in a panel with George Wayne, and we were talking about the digital economy and the creative economy in Nakuru. How do we now try and stir up this industry? Today, all investors in tech space, they want to invest in Nairobi. Every single week you see a startup in Nairobi has managed to get funding of probably 100,000 US dollars, you know, but we don't have a single startup or a single company that is getting that in Nakuru. Does this mean we don't have startups in Nakuru? Does this mean we don't have people with great and innovative business ideas in Nakuru? That is not the case. But the focus is elsewhere. So it's time for Nakuru people to stand out and put themselves out there for people to know what we can be able to offer, what we are made of, and who we are. So until we do that, events zitakuwa zinakuja, wasanii wayuko hapo wana complain, wanasema watu wa boycott ndio wanawekwa, you know. But we want to have a time whereby whatever organization is planning an event in Nakuru, they ask the stakeholders. So we are planning this big event in your backyard. Who can we incorporate as we do this? From the planning stages. And it's the same thing even in WRC. If you look at
the contribution of what Nakuru County, the government, and
Yes.
even the Nakuru business people contributed or benefited from WRC
Yeah.
was very little. All that benefit went elsewhere. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Coming to you, John, you are in the education sector. How does the cost of doing business here compare?
Thank you very much for that. I may not compare strongly with Nairobi, but I can let you know that I started doing what I do. I started doing, first of all, I worked as an employee in Nairobi. Then I started doing business in Kericho. Kericho is a very small town in comparison to Nakuru. But I can tell you the cost of doing business in Kericho is about 2 or 3 times more. If you look at the housing, first of all, housing component is very expensive in Kericho. Nakuru housing is relatively much more affordable than Kericho. So is also housing is also much cheaper than our neighboring town, Eldoret. So the cost of doing business here, I find it very good. But I even landed in Nakuru. I had not planned to do business in Nakuru. I found myself starting off in Nakuru from Kericho. But my desire, because I went to college, I went to high school in Nairobi, so my desire was to actually finally settle in Nairobi. But once I started here, I decided now, I think my next destination is to retire, but in Nakuru. I have no plans of going out of Nakuru. Now, having said that, you had asked a question about the challenges. One, I strongly feel that there is a gap, and I strongly feel that probably, unfortunately, I'm seeing Pastor Alex here representing the county. I strongly feel that the county government and the national government should sometimes be run as businesses. Because we look at the Nakuru County, there are so much resources that we don't make use of. One of them is just this road going to Western Kenya. A huge percentage of Kenyan population lives in Western Kenya, and they use this road to go to Nairobi, which is highly congested. From here to Nairobi, because of the jam, it will take you about 3 hours. In the late 80s, I still remember there's a time I drove from Nairobi here to Nairobi in about 70 minutes. That's 1 hour, 7 minutes. Of course, I was much more youthful, and I could afford to press the pedal. Now, whether you want to drive fast or not, you cannot make it. The best you can do is 3 hours. Why should people in Western Kenya, why should we, as people of Nakuru, allow these people to pass here and take that money into Nairobi? Because we can set up trades, businesses that will attract these people, will make sure that the destination of choice from Western Kenya is Nakuru. So that's the one thing that I really would want to ask the county government to actually take a maximum advantage of this road, so that people are not just passing here, they are passing here, they are coming here to trade with us. So coming to the sector I'm in, education, I can say that our biggest population, about 50% of our population comes from Nakuru. The other 50% from Nakuru, another 45%, all of it come from Western Kenya. And when I say Western Kenya, I don't mean the Western province. I mean anything beyond Nakuru going toward Western. That could be Kisumu, the Nyanza, the North Rift, all that comes about 45%. About 5% is the one that come from other counties. For some reason, even within Nakuru County, for some reason, we are not quite able to attract people from Naivasha, which is our own county. People from Naivasha tend to go do their businesses in Nairobi for some strange reason. From where I stand, I could be wrong, but from where I stand, I think people in Naivasha, they tend more to go towards Nairobi. So the partnership between the county and the businesses, in my opinion, need to be strengthened much, much more.
Thank you, John. Let's now hear from David.
Thank you. On the question of the challenges that we are facing in Nakuru, especially the business community, I would say Nakuru is like a dynamo. And you know, dynamo has stored energy. Unless that dynamo is put in perpetual motion, the energy will not be realized. I grew up in the village, and in the village we used to have these black mamba bikes. And in the black mamba, the the rear wheel will carry a small dynamo, and there will be a flashlight on top of the head of the bike. So even if you want, unless you keep on pedaling in your house, that's when you get light. Those bikes were only producing light when they are in motion. So you have to keep on and move at very high speed if you want the light to be brighter. So Nakuru is like a dynamo, and we need to have good cooperation between the county government and the private sector so that we can put this dynamo into perpetual motion. All these things that my colleagues are saying concerning Nakuru are true. But if we don't exploit that potential, it will be useless. We shall always scrap and talk about beautiful and wonderful Nakuru, which will never see the light of the day if we don't join hands and do something. For example, the people of Nakuru are good people. And I started by saying they are literate. They are literate. At least they can speak 2-3 languages in Nakuru. But you find that most of the companies that are coming to Nakuru, especially big companies, and I'm talking like this because I'm a consultant in the hospitality sector, most of these big hotels that are setting base in Nakuru, they will advertise, and you find them getting good people from out of Nakuru. Not because they want, but because the capacity of the people we have. There are some people who are comfortable. They don't want to capacity build themselves. They have arrived. They have gotten to the arrival stage. So this is how we are. Take us the way we are. No, but nobody would just take you the way you are. You have to keep on. We are like an application in a.
It will not be
software.
given to you.
Yeah, you have to take it. We are like an application inside a mobile phone. It becomes obsolete after a very short time, and the phone will tell you upgrade. So you keep on upgrading. If you don't upgrade yourself, you keep on shouting, "I am here," and nobody will see you, because they look at you and they say, "No, this is not the version we are looking for. We are looking for a better version." And people will come here and they will get your jobs, and you'll be angry for nothing. It's because you missed out. So I would like to encourage my people in Nakuru. Let us move ahead. As Nakuru is growing, we also need to grow. We also need to take ourselves to school. And nowadays, you don't need to go to a formal school. You can do a research school. You do your own research. I was watching how this javelin guy trained himself through YouTube. And he became Julius Diego, and he became a sensation in that. So I want to encourage the county government, embrace the private sector. Let us encourage people to come and invest in Nakuru. And then our Nakuru people, let us capacity build ourselves so that we fit into the new Nakuru that is coming our way.
Thank you, David. We are now closing this panel. I'll give a minute to each one of you, strictly a minute for your final thoughts.
All right. I think in line with what we've currently discussed, and one of the ways that we can be able to create a sustainable county, and in line with also what our theme was today, how can we forge partnerships or create partnerships that can create a sustainable environment? And it's each one of us getting to understand what are we good at. Mother Teresa said that there's something you're good at, there's something I am good at, or there's something you can do better, there's something I can't do. And together, you can be able to create something good or something better. If you look at some of the big or the major partnerships that are happening in the world, they are happening because they are looking to achieve one objective, right? If you look at BMW and Louis Vuitton, they both have a need to create a luxurious lifestyle of travel, of enjoying the road or enjoying the journey. If you look at Uber, Spotify, they created a partnership to help riders create a soundtrack for themselves as they enjoy the journey. Recently, we had Eliud Kipchoge working together with Isuzu to create a track which was gearing towards enabling Isuzu to sell that particular product, and Kipchoge selling his brand, right? And they created a partnership that works for both of them. So if each one of us as a business community, if each one of us can look at what are our strengths and how can we collaborate, how can we work together to create a sustainable county, then
Yes.
we will all be heading towards achieving our vision and achieving our objectives as an ecosystem. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's hear from George.
As I conclude, or as I make my final remarks, I'm looking to a day whereby people will be scrambling and looking to get in a piece of this beautiful county, Nakuru, and that will not just happen, and we cannot just wish for it to happen. As Nakuru people, we need to work. We need to be intentional about marketing our county out there. We need to have more of such forums, breakfast meetings, and even other forms of forums whereby we can discuss what do we need to do as the business community. How can we come together? How can we partner and bring our strength and help each other in going to the next step or pushing our business in the next level. So for the investors who are here, locally and probably outside our beautiful county, there are a lot of opportunities that you can invest in this town. If you're looking for the next town to expand your business, look no further. Nakuru is here and is ready for you. So the other thing I would say, if you're looking at some of the areas to invest, look at the entertainment. We still have some gaps in the entertainment industry. Not necessarily in the nightlife hapo tuko sawa, but there are other areas. If you are looking at investing in a cinema, a movie theater, those are some of the things that we are yet to get here. So if you're looking at an area to invest, go the entertainment way and you'll not go wrong. We'll be here to hold your hand, to help you, to consult for you, and give you a soft landing in this beautiful county. Thank you very much for coming. God bless you.
Thank you, George. John?
Thank you. 2 points I would want to give. Number one, I'm in the education sector. To be more specific, TVET education sector. Now, if you look at our curriculum that we teach with, that is coming from NEC, Kenya National Examination Council, sometimes it's highly outdated. If we 100% follow the curriculum that we have.
Quickly, because of time.
Yes. Number two, I'm a director of the Chamber of Commerce. I would want to ask all businesses in Nakuru, please join the Chamber of Commerce, whereby you'll be able to articulate your issues and benefits as a collectively, all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. David?
Thank you. My parting shot will be on partnership and supporting each other. We are all in Nakuru. We are all in Nakuru. And if we want to go higher, we need to hold each other's hands. I am a good student of the Jews' philosophy of a dollar in the hand of a Jew, which goes around 7 Jews before it goes out to a non-Jew. And that is what helped the Jews in the US when they got there. So I believe we need to support. One of the things that kills businesses is jealousy and backstabbing. People are not happy that you are growing. People are not happy that you have come. You look like you are new. You are just born the other day here. We know you. And where did you come from? And you are rising. And you are becoming influential in a particular field. So if we can reduce on that competition and embrace complementation, then there is a possibility of us rising together. If we can make our dollar, our shilling circulate around us here, so that when I want to buy something, let me buy from somebody I know has a track record, is also struggling to come up, so that eventually we shall all rise together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. A hand for our panelists as they go to sit down. Thank you so much, David Mwangi and George Muturi and George Wayne and John Gitao, for those insights. They have spoken about the county. They've raised a few issues about the county, about the challenges and what the county can do. And I would like to invite Alex Maina, who is from the county government of Nakuru, the Chief Officer Resource Mobilization. As he comes, if your vehicle is KCW538H, KCW538H, you need to go and attend to your car. I think there's something happening there. So let us put our hands together as we invite Alex Maina. Alex, you have 5 minutes. Because of time, we'll be going very quickly. Karibu.
Good morning. Jambo Nakuru. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm starting here. My name is Alex Maina. As I've been well introduced, I'm the Chief Officer Resource Mobilization for Nakuru County. First of all, I would like to appreciate every one of us who is here this this wonderful morning, especially the County Business Week. We had a meeting with them yesterday at the county headquarters, and this is an idea that we have welcomed in the county, and we are open for this kind of forums. On behalf of Her Excellency, we are here to say that Nakuru, the County Business Week is welcome to Nakuru, even for more engagement, especially in this area of bringing business together for partnership. Maybe what I would say, I've noted quite a few things that have been shared by the panel that was sitting here, and most of them we are going to discuss at the county level, especially with the Department of Trade. We're also encouraging the business community in Nakuru to be part of the Chamber of Commerce, and we have had such discussions with Mr. Gitau and the team. We're also working together with them, and we have quite a number of engagements and plans. So there's quite a lot we are doing is Nakuru in the area of encouraging business. I remember there's a time, just maybe to mention something, Mr. Mwangi was talking to us, the Mwangi was here from the tourism sector, and he was telling us that in this life, you can have quite a number of capital, maybe financial, and many of us look at the financial capital as a key capital, but I think the best capital you can have is social capital. This angle of networking is the way to go, and if we can be able to network more, work together more, I think we can be able to improve our businesses and by extension improve our county. I'm also in business myself. You know, when people would say pastor, sometimes they don't call me to speak on business. They'd expect me to come and open a Bible maybe, which is also very good. But I'm also in business. Actually, if you've ever heard of a company called, it's a tour company, African Adventures. It's an international one. That's my company. So I'm also part of you in a big way. I have an office in Southampton, Ghana, Zanzibar, and Nakuru. So I'm also part of this. And I think I'm really a follower of that model of partnership and connections, and that's how I'm able to do business. I think Mr. Mwangi is our chair in Nakuru in the tourism industry, and I think not really priding myself before you, but I think I'm the best in Nakuru. Is that true, Mr. Mwangi? Yeah, I bring 1,000 tourists every year, including this year. So I'm really into business. So, so I'm one of you as I stand here. So I really know a little bit about business and trade and partnerships, and this is the way to go. So maybe just to mention something, for you who have been able to go through the manifesto of Her Excellency the Governor, she is really keen into improving the business environment in Nakuru, making it easy for people who are starting new businesses. We're in the process of getting you just need one permit to operate a business in Nakuru. We want to make it easy for people to start business and also to run the businesses in Nakuru. So there's also a fund that we are raising in Nakuru. We're starting a fund, 1 billion. Every financial year, we'll be raising 1 billion fund to help in the medium and small enterprises so that they can be able to uplift their businesses within the county. We just want to create a very good and safe environment for businesses in Nakuru. And definitely, we're also looking at getting more partnerships. We are the way we have come with the County Business Week, and also other partnerships. We also, especially in my Department of Resource Mobilization, we are looking to getting more investors in Nakuru, where they can come and partner with the businessmen in Nakuru here, so that we can be able to raise our trade in the county. So from me and from the county government of Nakuru, this is a welcome idea. I just want to tell you that let's keep on doing this. Make sure that you get a new connection in this meeting, and maybe we're going to look at further engagement where we can say more, share more experiences, but this is the way to go. So asanteni sana. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex, for keeping it short, straight to the point. And today we are hearing a lot about partnerships. And we want to quickly hear more about that. And this time we'd like to call a panel, a balanced one this time, to speak about partnerships in the new business dispensation. And first on stage, I would like to invite Caroline Gishuki. She's the founder and CEO of Tesmo International Limited. She's also an international trade and investment consultant. Let us welcome her on stage. And then next on stage is a man who rarely needs any introduction, Mr. George Washuri. He's the CEO of Optiven. Author, he's many things. He'll be talking to us about all of that. Let us welcome him on stage. So I'll start with the lady. Talk to us a little bit about what you do. And, the two of you have a global outlook, or rather an outlook that is bigger than Nakuru. Talk to us about that.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's very nice to be here. My name is Caroline Gishuki. I am an international trade consultant, and I specialize on matters of international trade and investment. I run a company called Tesmo International Limited, and I've done business in the international space for the last 7 years. We help companies go global, and we help companies go beyond the borders. So if we are talking about Nakuru, it's about growing beyond Nakuru County. And we work a lot with Israel. We've worked a lot with Europe. We've worked a lot with China. So when I talk about Europe, I talk about countries like Poland. I talk about Germany. I talk about Netherlands. So that is what we do. So I will continue explaining what we do, how we do it, and how you can be a beneficiary of what we do. Thank you.
Over to George. We'll be also hearing more about what they do a little bit later, but in summary.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Wow, watu wako na njaa. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, thank you. My name is George Washuri, and I'm happy to be here in Nakuru. And I'm the newest investor in this fourth city of Nakuru. We are doing one of the best gated community that has never been found in Nakuru. A community with solar street lighting, green energy. And we call it Oshiri Gardens. I'll be talking about that later. And I run a company called Optiven. Optiven means optimizing ventures. And our vision is to be the champions of socio-economic transformation. And other than settling Kenyans or giving Kenyans comfort, we also run one of the biggest foundation called Optiven Foundation, whereby we support about 600 orphaned children across 47 counties. And we have other programs for the older people, the senior citizens, a program for the girls. We have other programs that we do with the foundation. And personally, I'm also a mentor. I mentor business people. And I'm also an author. I've authored 3 books. One of them is for mentorship. The other one is my story. And I like blogging. I'm a blogger. And I'm enjoying myself. I've been in business for the last 24 years. Optiven is now 23 years. And I'm happy to be here in Nakuru. We got fantastic welcome by the county of Nakuru. And I agree with the previous speakers that Nakuru is a good county. Actually, I was saying, where was I before I came to Nakuru? And I'm happy that I'm here, and we are enjoying working here. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Caroline, someone is here and they are starting up their business. They want to conquer Nakuru, but now we are talking about going global. How do you scale your business from a startup, from a small, corner shop, to something that is big, not just in the country, but across the continent and, the world?
I think one of the things I keep telling business people is that there are 4 components of business. In commerce, when you were young in high school, we were taught about the factors of production in commerce. Who can remember factors of production? So in business, we talk about the 4 elements of business. And the 4 elements of business is, number 1, we talk about you need to have an idea, a product. Number 2, you need to have the customers. Number 3, you need to have the people, because it is the people who do business. And the number 4 element is the money. Now, the money aspect is very debatable, because you don't necessarily have to have money to start that kiosk. And that is why today we are talking about sustainable partnerships. You may not be needing the money, but you may need Mr. Washiri, who will look at your very good idea and bring the money aspect. So for you who is in Nakuru County and you're asking yourself, how do I move from this small idea in a small corner in Nakuru, somewhere in Nakuru at West Side Mall, and I move it globally? You have everything else, the 4 elements. Don't forget the 4 elements. The money element, I've said, is debatable. Now, you need to figure out how to overcome the money elements through partnerships. We are also very lucky in Kenya. We are in Silicon Savannah this time round, and I'm happy. We had John Wayne and we had my other friend from Innovation Hub who are talking technology. Where this country is today, we are so blessed to have the technology, to have the internet, and to have the knowledge on how to use the internet, because that is the only thing you need to take your business globally. Don't forget, have a good idea, have the people, because people do business. Thank you.
Thank you. George, same conversation, but for you, you've said you've been in business 24 years. When you are talking about partnerships, you've done a number of them. Some have gone wrong, and I think your book, After the Plunge, talks about, I think if I get the figure right, you lost about 200 million in one of those partnerships. So talk to us about, how do you go about partnerships, and what challenges have you faced?
Well, thank you. Of course, as my friend here, Madam Gishuka, said that businesses grow through partnerships, and partnerships are in various forms and shapes. You can partner with the financial institutions, like for us, Optiven, that's how we do. We partner with the financial institutions, not necessarily getting the debt, but there are other things we do together, like joint campaigns, diaspora together, and there are various types. And partnerships have got its own advantages and challenges. And one of the things that, when we lost money through these partnerships, someone told me that never partner with anyone that you don't have common values. Or never partner with anyone who doesn't believe in what you believe. And I think those are some of the mistakes that we did, and I've enumerated in my book. However, I want to encourage, especially for business community, especially those who are willing to go beyond the borders of Nakuru, because now the world is global. There is opportunities out there. There are many opportunities out there. Like for us at Optiven, we partner with diaspora groups across the world. Recently we registered our office in New York, Optiven Incorporation in the United States. And the act of registering a business there opened doors for us. For the first time, we found people willing to come and partner with Optiven. They don't call it Kenya, they call it Optiven Africa. Because when they are out there, they find people from Kenya, they don't know Kenya, they are talking about Africa. So it can open up opportunities. And I think one of the speakers here was challenging us that don't just think about Nakuru. Nakuru is now a village. If your company is so big in Nakuru, you are a village champion. You need to go out there and become a champion for the group, because now if you look at Kenya today, We have so many business people coming from Ghana, coming from Nigeria, coming from Europe to do business in Kenya. But for us as Kenyan entrepreneurs, Kenya's business people, we are too comfortable. Immediately you buy your second car. You are comfortable. You don't go even here in Uganda. In Uganda, you don't need a passport. You need an ID to go and do business there. You don't go to Congo. In fact, you hear about Congo from our Barozi here, Jerome, that there's opportunities in DR Congo because we are constrained right here. But to access some of these markets, definitely you need partnership. For us, we are doing business in Kolwezi in Congo. But we are told for you to do business in Congo, you need a local partner here. So yes, partnership works, but we must be very careful so that we don't burn our fingers. But remember, business about risks. The higher the risks, the more the returns. The lower the risks, no returns. If you want to be too comfortable, stay in your house, actually in the bedroom. Don't go out.
You've spoken about risks, and before we go back to Caroline, you are in an industry where one of the things that, especially in Kenya, people are afraid is buying land. You know, you could still do your due diligence and still burn your fingers. Where is the problem and what should we do about it?
I think one of the things, and I'm happy the government is doing it, is digitization of records, of large records. They are also talking about a geospatial plan, whereby if you come to Nakuru, I don't need to guess work that I need to buy property in a certain area that is not meant for commercial development or meant for residential. And I know the government is doing every step to ensure that going forward, you'll be able to do your search using a QR code. I know some registries have already done it. Maybe that's the future. But before that, it was very tedious because all the records were in old files. When the file is missing, the land is missing. Or people could collude with officials to doctor the file. And I think that's why we lost a lot of money. Personally, in 2008, I lost 5 million. All my savings got lost by buying property with the 2 titles. I lost it. And you know the story. The story is in this book called The Soil Like an Eagle. You read it and say, wow. But I'm happy that currently there are some steps taken care of to ensure that people don't lose. However, it's also very, very important that property transactions need step by step. Get a good lawyer. Get informal search. You know, go out there, talk to the chief, to the elders to check whether the land is okay. Otherwise, I think everybody in the room has lost some money through land transactions, including Optiven. Optiven, you have lost not once, not twice, not thrice, several times. But what we do...
And you still do it.
The reason why we survive and we are the #1 in Kenya today is because we make provisions for such losses. In case we do a bad deal, we don't pass the bad deal to the customer. We absorb the losses. The customer remains intact. That's why today, people say, if I'm not buying land with Optiven, I better not buy. Now, that's why we are #1 today in Kenya.
Wow. Caroline, I don't know, you run Tesmo International. I don't know what kind of challenges that you could speak to us that you've gone through and how you've overcome them as we conclude.
Very good. Now, George Wayne mentioned here about perceptions. And in this room, when I look around, I don't want to say it's perception. You can see the number of women. The 2/3 gender rule is very real. And now that takes us to now what we do with in international business space, because it's one of the industries whereby the perception is, as a woman, you are traveling too much, because it's one of the spaces where you are required to travel a lot. Number 2, you have to deal with countries and cultures. You have to understand the different dynamics of what you are getting yourself into. And why do I say so? I say so because for those who have been in different countries, I work with Middle East, I work with Asia, and I also work with European countries. You realize that the different dynamics in culture, in religion, affect a lot the way we do business. When I'm traveling to Middle East, for example, and doing business with Middle East, you are dealing with Islamic countries where, first of all, the perception is you are a Christian woman who should not be appearing to men and telling them about business. So those are things that you need to deal with, and you also need to understand how to handle the different cultures and the people you are working with. The other issue is about the language, which you need to know how to maneuver around. You know, sometimes when I'm talking to some of my colleagues and my friends in the international space, like Mr. Jerome Roux from Belgium, he's a multilingual. He speaks more than 5 languages. He will speak in Spanish, he will jump into Dutch, he will speak. And we talk about languages, and I really want to agree. Someone mentioned from the Chamber of Commerce, from Nakuru County, Nakuru Chamber, he mentioned about Nakuru people are literate. They can speak 2-3 languages. And this is what we need. Because when you are exploring out there, one of the things that you need to understand is that you need to understand languages. You need to understand cultures. You need to understand why people do things the way they do. Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. And for Mr. George here, you know, you have mentioned about risks. And also for us, for me, one of the biggest risks was venturing out to that space which is not women-dominated and wanting to understand what is this that's really people really fear, because there is a perception about the money. You need a lot of money for you to get into that space. I will tell you today, it's a lie. And I know Mr. George will agree with me. He has mentioned about opening of the Optiven Africa office. And I know for sure he has capitalized on partnerships, not necessarily on the money factor or the success of Optiven in the region. It is about thinking sustainable partnerships. I will talk about that later when I'm doing a presentation. But those are basically some of the challenges that we have had to. I will not talk about capital. I will not talk about, because I'll be lying to you, that capital has been an issue. What we have done is we have capitalized on partnerships with embassies, with airline, with the BMOs, business membership organizations, like the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the MCAs, the ASNET, the Kenya Invest, the organizations like KEPSA, the Association of Manufacturers, and that is where you get a lot of information on what is happening out there and the opportunities that are available and how you can capitalize on them.
Thank you. She's raised an important issue about money. Do I need a lot of money to open an office outside Kenya in the US?
Wow, you do not need a lot of money to open an office either in the US or Europe or in any country that you dream of. I think, as Caroline is saying, you need, first of all, the idea, the goal. Somebody told me that money follows goals. Money follows vision. If you have no vision, you say it is even too complicated to think about opening an office outside Nakuru, outside Kenya. You need that idea. Once you have that idea, the partners will come, will definitely come. I remember the time we opened our office in New York. You know, it was all online. And we started getting letters from on our post office box on people telling us, are you looking for $500,000 US, $100,000 US? Are you a developer? Do you want to partner? So it's amazing when you go out there and place yourself out there. You get a lot of options, a lot of offers. So the thing is, that idea you have, don't block it in your mind. Go out there, explore. And this may be a request to all our Kenyan business people. We have about 1.7 million registered businesses in Kenya. But majority of them, they are not willing, they are not going out there. You know, this year, last year, we were taken by Equity Bank, 450 entrepreneurs from Kenya. We were taken to DR Congo. And I remember Dr. James Mwangi telling us, now I have brought you here. Open your eyes and do business. And for sure, we went to Kinshasa, we went to Bubashi, we went to Bujimai, and we found Chinese there. We found Asian community there trading. But our people, since you have one hardware in Nakuru, the biggest hardware in Nakuru, people cannot speak. Tafadhali, tembea uone, kuna watu wanafanya biashara. Tutoke Nakuru, twende to the neighboring countries, to the other continents, so that we bring the dollar home. We have what it takes, we have the mind, we have the intellect, and that's why you find Kenyans are hired by international companies because they have the brain. Why can't we use this brain to go out there other than just living here in Nakuru, which is a village.
Wow. I think that's a better place to bring it to a close, not because we'll not be hearing from them. We are hearing from them shortly. I think we'll be starting with Caroline. I think you can get ready. And then after that, we'll be hearing from George himself. They'll both have a presentation. They'll be speaking to us. So a clap for them. So Caroline, karibu sana. After that, I'm pleased to inform you that we are almost coming to the end of this breakfast meeting. If you have not registered by any chance, please ensure that you register so that we can engage with you more on the upcoming programs. Karibu sana, Caroline.
So once again, good morning. As we work on getting the presentation ready, yes, that's it. You know, someone said that in business is all about risk. And someone called William George said, mistakes are growing pains of wisdom. Now, I want us to do one small exercise before we start. Who can define for me wisdom? No, and there's a gift. We have something for Kenovia. We have a gift for someone who will define for me wisdom. I need 3 triers. Yes. Please stand up. Can I have a mic passed to her? Thank you. I want 3 people to try and define for me wisdom. So this is an interactive session. I want us to interact as much as possible.
Hi, my name is Joyce. So for me, wisdom is the ability to put 2 and 2 together, whether it's what you know by knowledge or by intelligence. Yeah.
What is intelligence? Can you try to define for us intelligence?
Okay, so it can be intuitive, first of all, and also it can be what you have. Okay. I feel like wisdom and intelligence can be the same thing, but intelligence can be intuitive too.
Okay. Clap for her. Please give her a good clap. Someone else want to try? Yes? Oh, gender. Now the 2/3 gender is working. Okay.
Wisdom is applied knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. A 3rd person? Mm-hmm.
So my name is Maggie from MBCI Media. I'll just add to what my colleague has said. Wisdom is the application of knowledge that you have understood, rightfully applying the knowledge that you've understood.
Very good. So that is wisdom. So why are you here today? You are here today because your wisdom told you that you need to keep, encouraging yourself. Someone talked about the tourism, David from the tourism county. He talked about that dynamo that has to keep, it has to keep going round and round for it to be properly powered, right? So as I said, my name is Caroline Gishoki. I want to take you through what we do and how we do it and why we need to think sustainable partnerships. Give me slide number 15. Okay. Slide number 15. So who is Caroline? Number 15. Who is Caroline? I'm the founder and the CEO of Tesmo International. Tesmo International is an international investment and trade company. We've been in the business for 7 years in promotion of international trade and investments, and we have mainly been focusing on Israel, Netherlands, China, Iran. and going to other countries. I have not mentioned the East African countries, which is a very, I think it's a very serious issue that we will discuss when we discuss about COMESA and East African community. So it's also part of what we have dealt with. So I am a student of international relations and diplomacy, University of Nairobi. I'm the brand ambassador for the Nairobi sister city. I'm also the brand ambassador, international brand ambassador for the University of Nairobi. I'm the secretary to the Alumni Club of the Department of Diplomacy and International Relations, studies at the University of Nairobi, and I also head the Diplomatic and Protocol Etiquette Club at the UON. And I've also been certified by Chinese Academy of Agriculture, Mechanization and Sciences on matters of doing what the counties are talking about. I would have been very happy if Mr. Alex was here. The counties are talking about the county aggregation and industrial parks, what they are calling the CIAPs. So I am one of the people who have gone through the trainings in China about the mechanization and value addition in agriculture. So that is Caroline. Let's go back now to slide number 1 to understand what we do. So you have a brief of who Caroline is. So TESMO International was started 3 years ago. Before TESMO International, I was also in the international trade space, but with a company called TechFarm Travel. But TechFarm, more or less, we realized that people take us as a tours and travel company for agriculture. I think we were one of the companies that was taking huge delegations to Israel for agriculture exposures. So we call it innovative business trips, where we expose you to the latest innovations and technologies in the agriculture. And Israel was our partner. That was before COVID. And that is what called for us to rebrand TESMO International, which also brought the component of investors, because we realized by going out there, we interact with a lot of investors who want to come to Kenya. We have Kenyans who want to establish businesses out there, and they didn't know how to do it. So, and that aspect, that component was being lost in the other company. So that's where we came up with the idea of TESMO International. So we go to the next slide. What is our vision? Our vision is to becoming a trusted partner for business, for our expertise and professionalism and commitment to delivering exceptional results. We strive to be go-to consultancy for companies seeking to establish and expand their presence in Kenya and outside Kenya. Our mission is to empower businesses by providing strategic guidance, innovative solutions, reliable support to navigate the complex business landscape in Kenya and outside. And we aim to foster sustainable growth and maximize opportunities for our clients. Our purpose is to facilitate investors and businesses, through a time-tested discipline process, building strong and lasting clients relationship. Go to the next slide. So our services, I'll run through very fast. If you want, I can give you our company profile. We do general business advisories. We also do business registration services, the general industry focus, market research. And I want to discuss about market research and visibility studies. A lot of businesses, and there's a question I was asked about how you would be wondering, seated here, how do you go international? There are two things that you never have to ignore: market research and visibility study. Now, who have noted in Nairobi, we are having a lot of international brands, hotels coming to Kenya. Who have noted? We have the JW Marriotts, we have the Hiltons coming everywhere. We have the Radissons coming. Those are brands. You go to South Africa, you find them. You go to Egypt, you find them. You go to Europe, you find them. Who can tell me why you think they are coming? When you are saying economy is very hard, we are all saying this economy is very hard. There is a lot of overtaxation. Why are they still coming? Those people don't sleep and wake up and start opening branches. They do a lot of market research, they do a lot of visibility study, and they know where the business is going. So this is one aspect you don't need to ignore. We do also deal portfolio monitoring, which ensures effective business deals and partnerships through offering effective business governance for companies. We organize trade missions and economic missions, that is to other countries. The last 2 years, I think we have facilitated over 30 trade missions to different countries, where we help businesses link up to partnerships that I talked about before. And that's one of the things that I really love about partnerships. So go to the next slide. Now, what are we talking about today? We are talking about sustainable partnerships. And who can tell me? We have 17 sustainable partnership goals. And I think when I listened to the first plenary, all the speakers were talking about Nakuru, why Nakuru? And they talked about so many good things about Nakuru. Now, if you look at the Sustainable Development Goals, this SDGs, as guided by the United Nations, you realize that if we go Sustainable Development Goals way, these are the issues that we are going to sort out, both at the county level, the national level, the regional level, and the international level. So number one, the goal number one is no poverty. Do you think if we do proper partnerships and grow our businesses, we'll eradicate poverty? Is it possible? Yes, it is. So zero hunger is the goal number 2. Do you think we are going to have as many people, as many families well-fed as possible if we go sustainable way? Do you think it's achievable? I'll tell you something about Israel. Now, who knows that Israel is 86% desert? Who can remember when we had the bomb blast in 2000 and, I can't remember the year, when we had that bomb blast at Ufudi Cooperative House? It was 1998, Ufudi Cooperative. The first delegation to arrive in this country was Israelis. Can you remember? And what happened the following day? They came with a lot of relief food. And they have also been giving a lot of relief food. Now, Israel is a very small country, 86% desert, and they have, you know what desert means. They don't have good soils to grow food. You know they don't have proper rains. Yet, I can tell you, it's one of the countries that you find, I don't know if I've ever heard of a case of people dying of hunger. Why are we having people in our country dying of hunger where we have all the resources, the good soils in this country, the good rains in this country? So that is food for thought. So it is really possible to achieve goal number 2, zero hunger, and all those other goals. You can go through the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 of them, and you'll understand why this discussion for today is very, very relevant and timely for this country, for Nakuru County, and for this country. So you can go through the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and you'll understand why the topic is very timely. Now, those are the spheres of sustainability. What are the gains that we get from having these sustainable partnerships? So we have categorize them into that. There is a social environmental, there is environmental, economic. There is the economic, what will happen economically if we observe sustainable development partnerships, and also socially, what are the gains? What are the socio-economic? I can share with you this presentation after this. Let's go to the next slide. So the general overview of this country. Now, we want to start from here for you to understand why you need to start thinking global. Whose business was affected during COVID? Do we have any case of someone who closed business during COVID? Totally closing down. I know we were all affected in one way or another. So if you think about this country and why every big brands are coming to Kenya, those are the dynamics. That's how we look like. It is the gateway to East Africa with a population, the East Africa with a population of 283. It is arguable. Right now they are talking about 400 million population as per the latest data. So that I need to, and that is the GDP. So we are in the East African African region, the EAC bloc. Go to the next slide. Now, why Kenya to the world? Why do we need to go from Kenya to the world? So Kenya is a membership. So the government at the national level has already made it very possible for us to have these sustainable partnerships by entering and making sure that Kenya is benefiting from being in the regional and economic blocks. East African Community is one. COMESA is the other one. We are already members of World Trade Organization. If you go to the Kenya strategic position, I had talked about that. The benefits of being in the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, that is COMESA, with a population of 583 million. Now, you remember when I talked about the 4 elements of business? We talked about people. Can you remember the 4th one? Was people. And we said it is people who do business. So this shows you how the market is dynamic and the vastness of the market for Kenyan people benefiting from being in the COMESA region, the 583 million people. And it is also arguable that population is higher than that. We are also members of AGOA. And what does AGOA mean? AGOA means that it is allowing quota-free and duty-free access to the US market for over 6,000 items produced, made in Kenya, produced in Kenya. You can get a lot of this information from Kenya Invest. For those interested in going into this. Economic partnerships agreement, we are also beneficiaries that allow us to go into the the European Union market, among others. Mr. Jerome will tell us what European Union means and how many countries we are talking about when we talk about European Union. Now, we are also likely to benefit a lot from being the benefits from the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is still under negotiations, 1.3 billion people market. That's very vast. And also in 2020, Kenya was ranked number 56. We improved from number 60-something for ease of doing business by the World Bank. Go to the next slide. Now, why Kenya? I talked about technology. And those who have traveled, even within East Africa, those who have gone to Congo, Uganda, you agree with me that the internet connectivity in this country is in another level, true or not? You will go to hotels in Uganda, in Tanzania, even in Congo, and you feel like you're going to kill someone because you are so irritated because you cannot get enough internet even to download a document. So you can imagine in Nakuru, you are able to do so much with the internet. So this is something that we cannot take for granted. So let's go. So we need to capitalize on that. And I'm so happy about someone who iHub Innovation, who talked about empowering women in technology to grow their businesses. We have seen so many people who are becoming, I don't want to say celebs, who have come out here to be known because of the proper use of technology and the internet. True or not? How did we get to know the likes of, we call them the bloggers, we have the bloggers, we have others. We are getting to know them because of proper use of this, but also we don't need to misuse it. Let's go to the next slide. Why Kenya business should go global? Dependency on single market, no matter how promising it may seem, can be a risky proposition in today's ever-changing global landscape. Economic fluctuations, regulatory shifts, and unforeseen challenges can pose significant threats to business stability. However, by venturing into international markets, Kenya businesses can gain all those gains. You can craft a diversified portfolio for revenue streams, unlock world of numerous opportunities, mitigate dependency on the domestic market, because there are services and goods that we are offering in this country. But you realize they are not marketable here, but they are very marketable in other countries. So those are the benefits, spreading risk, and also expand markets for goods and services. That's a continuation, and if you look at creating global brand identity, you know, and I'm very happy about what Optiven has done after going from Optiven Kenya, Optiven Africa. This is how brands like Alibaba, Amazon, airlines, operations, that's how they do it. You know, Alibaba, we don't even know. We know Alibaba because the person has become very famous, and we see the pictures on the internet. You don't know the person, but you trust the brand. Why? Because you can comfortably pay even before you receive your goods. Right? Is it true? Because it is Alibaba. Just because it is Amazon, you will comfortably pay, and it is even out of the country and wait for the commodity. That is one of the advantages, because it's about perceptions. So it is worth noting international expansion is not just about chasing growth. It is also about safeguarding the businesses against the risks of putting all the eggs in one market basket. Let's go to why I think strategic partnerships. Look at, I will share this with you. Let's go to the final, sorry. Okay. The last slide, I think the last slide. This is one of the things that we do, transformative business exposures. We have an exposure to Israel in October on food security in this disrupted. We had gone through that one. Thank you very much. Asanteni.
Check. Thank you so much, Caroline. And sorry for making you do it on fast forward. I believe you will still be around for anyone to engage with you after this. I would just like to request you for just 10 more minutes, and then we will be done. So I'll be giving 5 minutes exactly to the next two speakers, and then we'll be done. So we'll be hearing brief remarks from the man who was just here, George Washuri, and then from there we'll have Jerome Roux from the Embassy of Belgium. He's the Trade Commissioner. Let us welcome Washuri for his remarks. 5 minutes exactly.
Well, thank you for the 5 minutes. I'll go with the supersonic speed, and I'll just talk about Optiven, because that's how I woke up at 3 a.m. I left Nairobi at 4 a.m. I was here by 6:59, and I took a cup of coffee from this place, this hotel. Yeah, allow me to take 3 minutes, talk about Optiven, and then I conclude. And I said earlier, Optiven is optimizing ventures. We have been there for the last 24 years, and our business is to ensure that Kenyan people have got settlements, have got houses, they are comfortable, and that's our business. We also have said that we have a goal of creating 30,000 jobs by the year 2030. So our business is not more concerned about the balance sheet, not the money we make, but the jobs that we make. Currently, we have been recruiting aggressively. Even over COVID, we recruited 200 more people, and we are now heading almost 600 employees. We call them partners, and we are moving on because we know that once we create jobs, our people are going to be happier. Our young people are going to get somewhere to go to work, and that's the work of Optiven. And as a person, I am an author, and you know, I like blogging. I like sharing information. And we are located at Absa Plaza, Loiter Street in the city of Nairobi. We are also in Karen. We have our global office looking at the global markets in Karen. And we are also here. We are in Golden Life Mall. We have an office here. And I remember when we were recruiting, we said we are recruiting only people from Nakuru. Yeah, even now we are doing some interviews. People from Nakuru. We want to give people here, young people here, an opportunity for them to thrive. And I don't know whether some are here. They can come here and say hi. I can see the regional manager, Kibet, is here. Kibet, are you there? Where are your people? Okay. Oh, yeah, they are right there. Just come quickly. Come quickly. My 5 minutes are almost over. These are the team from Nakuru. They are born here, brought up here, went to school here. How and what to wenu. So we are not hiring from Nairobi. We are hiring from Nakuru. And I was whispering to Mheshimiwa CEC, my good friend, Alex, and I was telling him that there's a speaker here who talked about hospitality. We are also known for hospitality because hospitality is where you create jobs. We develop huge theme parks. We have the biggest theme park in the city of Nairobi. It's called the GMC Fun Place with a swimming pool, VIP rooms, conference facilities. And that theme park, when we opened it 4 years ago, we hired 200 people. We are opening the biggest in Nanyuki, GMC Fun Park in Nanyuki, 20-acre development. And I whispered to Alex, you know, that if the county allows, we can also do a theme park here, like the ones you see in Thailand, whereby there are all kind of sports for families and children, because as we are very passionate with families and children, and who knows what else is coming to the city of Nakuru. So the county talk nicely to us, and we can deliver huge investments to hire our people from Nakuru na ndio hawa.
Good morning, team. My name is Tom Kibet. I am the regional manager for Rift Valley in general, and Western and even Nyanza. So thank you for allowing us to be part of Nakuru and allowing us to grow together as investors. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is George Karanja. I am the Sales and Liaison Manager working with Optival Limited in charge of Nakuru County and hopefully extending to Eldoret, Kericho, and Bomet. I welcome you all to visit our office at Golden Life Mall, where we can get to discuss more on how we can change the landscape of real estate investment and service delivery in Nakuru County. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Grace Kimani. I'm a sales executive with Optiven Limited. I'm based here in Nakuru. If you need expertise, advice on where and how and which company to invest on, look at us at Golden Life Mall. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simon Mwiruri, a property advisor at Optiven Limited, based in Nakuru office, Golden Life Mall. Pleasure to see all of you attending and getting insight for this business meeting. And I seek to develop our county Nakuru and make it the best county in Kenya. Thank you.
Tuwapigie makofi, thank you very much. It's a big team. This is just representatives, and of course we have other offices in 20 counties. Our target is to be in 40 counties in the next 2 years, and I'm happy that the work is going on well. And for us, we develop properties. We don't just sell bare lands. We go out there and develop these properties. Currently, we have 5 levels. I won't talk about it, but some of them is what we are doing here in the city of Nakuru. And one of the highest levels we call the platinum or the 5-star. We do carbon roads, we do solar street lighting, green energy. For sustainability, we do perimeter fence, we plant trees, we do the fields for children, we do the dispensaries right there, and we have samples in Malindi and also in Kiambu. The one for Nakuru, it is 4-star. We call it the Ushidi Gardens. It's a gold level. Gold level means that we do the solar street lighting, we do the water piping, the water reticulation, we fence the entire property, we give the house designs, and we have very beautiful spaces that we have donated to the county of Nakuru, whereby they can set up a dispensary, they can set up a nursery school, and of course Optiven will develop all other facilities. And I'm happy to say that the property is only 18 minutes from where I am standing, and only 1.2 kilometers from the tarmac to our property. And when I was engaging the county, these guys are very good. So when we donated pieces of land to within our project, they asked us, what can we do for you as Optiven? And of course, ask an entrepreneur what you can do for an entrepreneur. I was excited, I was happy. You know, I told them, why can't you connect the road from the tarmac to a project? You upgrade it. And they said yes, you know, to a county makofi. So they are really supporting, and we really appreciate. And of course, the approval levels. We did change of user from agriculture to mixed use. They were able to facilitate within 3 months. The property was changed to mixed use development. And I must say that that's a good way of supporting entrepreneurs, supporting business, and you are encouraging us. Ukiona mtu amedrive from Nairobi for a meeting at 7, there is something. So we shall do more, Bwana Alex, and we value you. And of course, as I conclude, we are talking about sustainability, sustainable partnership. One of the things that entrepreneurs like George and others are here in this hall, they do is job creation. When people start business, I think it's David who said, business is not for the business owner. business belongs to many parties. Let me give an example of Optiven. The revenue we generate per month, 50% of that revenue goes to landowners because we buy land. Another 18% goes to the banks because we borrow money. Another 18.5% goes to the staff. 4% value addition. And of course, about 6.5% goes to taxes. So when you see businesses, they don't belong to the owners. They belong to the community. And we must support them using the Jewish culture. So as we talk about sustainability, those who are doing business like Optiven, we ensure that our business is not just making slices of land for people to build. We ensure that all facilities are there. Is it water? Is it areas for children? Is it facilities? We ensure that all those facilities are there. Poverty alleviation, or that's SDG number 1. How do we ensure that no poverty? Okay, job creation. Right now, the level of unemployment is so high that everybody should get worried. And the best way to create jobs is not government. Government has no jobs at all. The people to create jobs is entrepreneurs, is business people. And we must all do it. And that's what Optiven is doing. And of course, education. Part of the money we get, we sponsor those people who are not able to pay their fees. For us, we don't target the grade A, neither B. We target grade E. Because for us, E means excellent. We target those who get D. D means they are dedicated. We target those who get C. It means they are committed. When we educate these children, all the way to TVET, they come back and work. And that's why I think the current government is really proposing people to go to TVET. Because you have so many graduates, jobs are not there. Yet, if you go to TVET, you have hands-on skill. You go out there to come to Optiven and start working within our projects. So, and I think that's a call for young people. Let's not just say no to TVET. Let's go there. Let's learn a skill. Come out there. Work on that skill and get money. Let me put a comma there because I can see our facilitator, our MC, is standing to say thank you so much for the organizers of this seminar. Please, Jeff, next one, count on us. We are here to support you. We shall keep supporting you. And you are doing an amazing job. So keep it up. And we are happy to partner again and again. Because for us at Optiven, it's about communities. So God bless you once again. My name is George Washuri. If you want my books, they're right there. The one for mentorship, how to start small and build an empire. It's a book that people have read and their businesses are expanding. The other one is Swollen Like an Eagle. It's my story. Those who know my story. And the other one is the latest one after the pledge, after we did a very terrible partnership that almost made us close Optiven. But God is good. We tithe. So Optiven cannot close because tunalipaga tithe. So we cannot close. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, George. I hope you are learning something today about businesses. So much and so many insights. As we welcome Jerome, a small announcement. KDH 642G, if you are the owner, please attend to it. It has been clamped. Welcome, Jerome. 5 minutes.
So good morning. Good morning. Is it working? Yes. Oh, do you have the power? So I'm the last one, and it's a bit late. I will try not to be too long. So I think, as the last person to talk, I would like to say a few words about what is a trade commissioner. You have several trade commissioners for all embassies. And as far as I'm concerned, I work at the Belgian embassy. And I represent the regions. You know, it's a federal state. Like the counties, we have 3 regions. You have 47 counties, and I'm the ambassador of all the regions. You have an ambassador for the federal state, but all the economy in Belgium has been regionalized, so agriculture, all the sectors are Flemish or Walloon or from Brussels, and I represent the three regions. So I'm very sensible of when I come in a country, not to see the country as a whole, but also the geography of the country is very, very important. So I have a diplomatic background. My father was a diplomat. I was born in Ankara. I live in New York, Paris, Strasbourg, Barcelona. I travel a lot. And then my first affectation was in Congo, DRC. You know, for the Belgian embassy, it's the most important Belgian embassy, bilateral embassy in the world. And I've been there for quite a long time, 18 years. And after DRC and Congo-Brazzaville, so quite an expert of Central Africa, I arrived here in the middle of COVID in East Africa, and now I'm in charge of Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, South Sudan, Zambia, and Angola. What kind of support you can, so what I try to do is to help Belgian company to enter the Kenyan markets, but also to help Kenyan companies to enter the Belgian market. And Belgium is a little bit like Kenya, a gateway for Europe. I know that for historical reason, maybe you have strong links with the UK, but the UK is no more part of the European Union. So I think it's important also for you to have a partner on the main continent. So what are we planning to do for the coming month? So in 1 month and a half, we will organize a small economic mission in Nairobi, Mombasa, and yesterday I met the county. I think we will also have a day. Maybe it will be in Naivasha for logistical reason, but I really want to partner with you, county. So if you are available to meet these Belgian people, they are in 5 sectors: agriculture and agri-food, construction, also water treatment, health, and shipyards, ports, industry, logistic things. And so I have a brochure with a description of all these companies, and also a description of other companies active in other sector. I just would like to say a few words about the main sector and the way we work. It's very concrete. In fact, I have 14 sectors, and I try to understand the whole value chain. And the first thing is to understand Kenya, and Kenya, county per county, what is the opportunities sector per sector. And what we try to do is to find people in Belgium that can help you to improve your business, to growth, to be more competitive. And that's what we are trying to do. So first sector, agriculture, on the whole value chain for smart agriculture. So all the ICT relating to agriculture. Training is very important. ICT and education, in fact, is not really a sector. It's so important that you have that in each main sector. So I'm a professor myself. I teach geopolitics, and I used to teach economical geography of Congo. It's so important. Also vocational training, very concrete. And we are very good for that in Belgium. And I try in each sector, the education aspect is very important with a focus on women and youth. So for agriculture, we have that. For the plant sector, cash crops, agriculture equipment, for all the process from sowing to packaging. We have solution for the beverage industry. In the next mission, there will be someone specialized in the milk industry, also livestock and fishing. So then, so the green circular economy, which means waste treatment, energy, water purification. Interesting company. I will just talk about one of them who is establishing that company is already in Kenya. Very close. The name is. So sorry. So they are doing. They are in waste treatment with NAMI recycling, but also in hydrobox, in small micro power plants, and they are here in Kenya. They also develop a software called Yetu to be able to manage a power plant from a distance. So you have several, also in the health sector, EcoSterile, they are here in Kenya. They are special, and in Nakuru also. They have a plant in 20 counties, and they want to be in each counties of Kenya. They are already in Nakuru. They are specialized in medical waste treatment, ecological waste treatment. Then in energy, I talk about hydrobox, wind energy, solar energy. And also geothermal energy. I know that it's so important for the country. I'm still looking for good partners because I know that this has a lot of potential, and maybe we can do something. Biomass is a very interesting company called VIX. They are using agricultural waste to produce energy, and they were at Nairobi for a specialized fair there 2 weeks ago. Then water treatment. In the healthcare sector, it's a very important sector for us. You know that President Ruto was in Belgium for his first official trip to Belgium in March 23. And I was with him, and he visited a company called Unisima. They are specialized in biotechnology. And what we want to do is to build a real biotechnological environment, not only pharmaceutical products, but and products against cancer, against vaccines, against COVID, but also they want to put in Kenya a factory for insulin. Insulin is very important, and there is only one factory for whole Africa in Egypt. So that's the kind of thing. And so President Ruto was very interested. We are partner. Also, there is a private sector, so a private project, but also a partner with university and with Kemery for biotechnology. So health sector in telemedicine also to partner with the hospital when you have there is a lot of time there is a problem for diagnostic to do the good diagnostic, so we can put an hospital from Nakuru in contact with the best hospital in Belgium, and with telemedicine it costs the same, but you have a good diagnostic. So you have a number of companies also specialized in software for hospital management, the digitalization of the healthcare, which is quite important. So ICT is also a very broad sector. We have telecommunication company, one of it very Sulco. It's a former Siemens group, but by management by out Sulco is 100% Belgian, and they are doing what they call last mile connectivity. They connected all the 47 counties in Kenya for the last mile connectivity for the background to the public hospital or public office. We have other company. Depingsi is a very interesting one. They are in entertainment industry, multimedia, and what they are doing, they are creating museums, specialized. So for tourism, it's quite interesting. They are using a lot of interactive technology, also to attract kids or young people for it could be history, it could be nature, to have a modern museum. Why not here in Nakuru? So ICT, you will see a lot of application also in logistics, transport, e-administration. You have Odoo. I don't know if you know that company. I'm very proud of, because they come here in 2021. And they are now booming. They are in several counties of the country. They chose Kenya as the first African country. They develop a CRM for SMEs. And that's it. So e-learning, of course, it's very important. E-commerce. We have a lot of cybersecurity. This is also a topic we are very interested in, and we have good partners in Belgium. For that kind of sector. Tourism, nature conservation. So one important aspect is architecture. when I was in Congo, I worked a lot of that with how to use local production material to build things. It has also a touristical value, also the patrimonial heritage in construction. And what I try to do, all the contacts that I developed between Belgium and Congo, I try to broaden them also in English-speaking Africa and East Africa. And you know that Kenya is number one for tourism in Africa. So fluvial tourism is also interesting. Schools, we have a very famous hotel schools. So we would be very happy to work with you to improve the human resources in schools, and how can we partner for that? Also botanical gardens, so also behind a museum sometimes you have a very specialist in a given area that has a touristical value. So several kind of tourism. Then construction and infrastructure, real estate, architects, general contractors. The idea is always to see what we can do together. Then the whole value chain, affordable house, Tridal House will be there in October. They have solution for affordable houses for urban slums. Quite interesting company. So I'm going quickly for construction. The idea is just for you to understand that it's in each sector we have, so in transport, multimodal, road transport, rail transport, which is quite important, very important. We have an expertise. We can partner for that. River transport, lake ports. And you have also, a port can be also a dry port, like in Naivasha. So training in that multimodal. So, and the last sector is mining and quarrying sector. Mining is also quarrying. So we also have solution. And I will finish by this. The idea, in fact, to tell you the truth, I'm still a diplomat, but I will become private myself in December this year. I decided to build my own company, and my company will be a Kenyan company. As an international investors, because after 23 years of doing what I do, I feel a bit frustrated. And one of the frustration came from the fact that I'm a citizen of the world. I have very good connection in Turkey, for example, also. And I cannot do that in my work because it's only bilateral. But I believe in multi-direction, especially Congo. I have a very good network there. And now that I'm here, normally I'm not responsible anymore for Congo. But I will become private. I will have my own company. So I'm still a diplomat till the end of November. And then I would like to help you to partner also to begin with, also in your international strategy. I think it's very important to think about the neighboring countries. And one of the most interesting one is Congo. Congo is now a part of East African community, and I'm sure that you will be able to do things. So Congo, Belgium, of course, and Turkey to cite a few countries. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jerome, for that awesome presentation and talking to us about the opportunities. I think the Africans have one common proverb that is across the continent. They say, where an old man can see while seated, a young man cannot see even if they stand on top of a building. They did not mean the literal meaning of that proverb. They mean there is something in experience, and I hope you've gained something from the men and women who've gone ahead and they have seen and they've overcome these challenges. So as we conclude, that is the end, by the way, of this meeting. But before we do so, we just need to, I think we've been hearing a lot from this side. We just need to get a feel of the room and, you know, how it has been for especially those who are seeking to grow. And I think there's a lady called Maya. A minute, what you've gained from today's deliberations, and from there we'll have someone from MBCI TV, a minute each.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Maya, CEO and founder of Maya's Glam Couture. Maya's Glam Couture is a fashion and design company that we have a different perspective of fashion. As you've seen from different big brands like Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, they normally take slim and tall ladies as models. But for us, we want to incorporate all body types. We believe that all body types need to be represented, especially the curvy and the plus size. So that's basically what we are doing. And we are launching a clothing line on 30th September. So we are open for partnerships. We have already partnered with the Ministry of Youths here in Nakuru County. We have partnered with the Ministry of Youths from where I come from. I come from Nyandarua. So we are open for partnership. We would like to partner during and after the event. Thank you so much. And thank you for mentoring me. I only know how to do fashion and design, to design clothes, but I don't know how to run a business. And I believe we can work together. We have worked with MG Innovation Hub. He has really been a mentor, and I believe after this we will get to communicate with maybe each of you so that you show me the way. Thank you so much.
Maya, before you go, you did not answer my question. One thing you've learned today.
First of all, I thought I knew it all. You know, there's a problem with this young generation. We believe that we know it all. But let me tell you, from the moment the first speaker started talking, I knew there is a different approach in business. Like what George said, that there are opportunities out there. I didn't know that you didn't have to have actual money to start a business. You can sell your idea to people, and if it's viable, people can, you know, support you. Also, another thing I've learned from here is that, Nakuru County, Nakuru County is a county of many opportunities, and I'm glad that I'm being part of Nakuru business community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. MBCI, a minute. A minute. A minute. I insist, a minute.
Good morning. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Joseph, and I'm the commercial manager at MBCI Media. MBCI Media comprises MBCI TV, MBCI Radio. Actually, we are the only national media house not broadcasting from Nairobi. MBCI TV is available on all free-to-air platforms, on GoTV, on StarTimes, on Zuku. MBCI Radio is in 25 counties. And by the way, we are very proud of what we do. We call ourselves as a family media house, because what we do, yes, we are a Christian station and we broadcast Christian programs, but we are focused on a niche that focuses on family. Let me ask you, today, would you be able to leave your children watching the normal TV station? You'll be very worried about the content. So what we have done is to create content for the whole family. May it be children, may it be women, content that you can be comfortable, that when your family is watching, hakuna pali utafika ufunike mtoto macho, but while at it, they can have a lot of fun. And by the way, did you know that the biggest comedy show in Kenya is actually made in Nakuru? There's a show probably you guys have seen on TikTok called Kicheko Dawa, whereby you see people singing with headphones and having a lot of fun. And it has over 480 million views on TikTok. We make it here in Nakuru. Nakuru is the home of talent, and I'm sure there is a lot of things we can do. And that is a platform that so many businesses have used to grow. Actually, I was looking at the platform that the panelists that were here today, and I think George Wynn is we have partnered with George Wynn. We have partnered with the other George, I think we're in the process. We have talked to them. We have partnered with Cypress Park, David. We have partnered with Arvibs, John. I think John is our usual partner. In the second group of panelists, I think we hosted George Washuri yesterday on MBCI, and I think we have so many things that are coming up that we'll be able to do together. So Karibuni, MBCI is here in Nakuru. When you come to Kingdom Seekers, and I'll be sharing also my contacts, my business cards, and I'm with my colleague Margaret. I think we'll be able to talk to you after this.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the end. Just hear the final remarks. Vote of thanks, but before that, we are being reminded that please kindly leave the breakfast cards on the table or give it to the nearest waiter, but do not go home with it. The breakfast cards, please place it on the table or give it to the nearest waiter. And then that's it. Just like to invite this gentleman, Geoffrey Kinuthia from County Business Week, to give his vote of thanks. Let us encourage him. Putting together this is not easy. You can imagine the kind of work that has gone into all this. Good job and all the best. That has been my time. My name is Peter. See you next time.
Good morning, good people. Good morning once again. Come on, let's say a good morning like it's a good morning. Good morning. Fantastic. It's such an honor to be here, and it's such an honor to see all of you. I must say I'm delighted, and I'm here to give just a few remarks. And to our distinguished guests, as we come to the end of a successful breakfast meeting, we would like to mostly sincerely thank you for your time, your resources, and your networking opportunities and conversation. I must say that Nakuru is an incubation for investments. And since we are all driving investors to Nakuru, we would like to work with the county government of Nakuru, the private sector, and the investors that we brought today, and the more that we are going to work with, for us to be able to grow the newest city of Nakuru and to make it an investors hub. We would like to thank our panelists, David Mwangi. We'd like to thank George Moturi. We'd like to thank George Wayne, Mr. John Gitau. Also like to thank Caroline Gishuki. We'd also like to thank a very good friend of mine, Mr. George Washuri. Thank you so much for being our very able panelist. So much we've heard from them, so much we've learned from you good people. We must say, being our first breakfast meeting outside Nairobi, this has been fantastic. This has been amazing. And again, I want to apologize for starting in late. We've said next time, Nakuru people, we shall be waking up at 7. Very good. We would also like to extend our gratitude to our host, the county government of Nakuru. We had such a successful meeting yesterday. And particularly, I would like to thank Pastor Alex. Thank you so much, sir. You're a man of honor, and you're a blessing to the young people also of this country and this nation that are looking to go to offices without gatekeepers. And when I say gatekeepers, one of the biggest challenges we have as business people and as young people trying to do business, even with counties and partnership, is gatekeepers. Because before you get to the county today, to the many young people in different counties that we work with, the challenge is to get to the bigger bosses. But that gentleman, on the first day, through a very good friend of mine, Mr. George, from MG Innovation, we didn't even have to make a reservation. He just called and said, you guys can come in. He's not just a wonderful gentleman. So thank you so very much. We would also like to thank our development partners, TESMO. Would like to thank you very much. TESMO is our international liaison for international trade investors, and working with TESMO has helped us bring and reach to embassies to be able to bring investors close to our counties, and we are working towards doing this towards all counties, courtesy of them. Would like to thank the embassy of Belgium, to the trade representative, that is Commissioner Jerome. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have you here for 2 days. It's been amazing. I know you've loved our county, and I know we'll be able to do much more. And the engagement and the opportunities that are here for the for the Kenyan businesses, and for the companies and investors that we plan to bring on board. I would also like to introduce my very able team. I couldn't do this alone. I have a big team that has helped put this together. And with your permission, allow me to introduce Mr. Samson. Maybe you guys can come here. You can wave and say a word. Nyawera, Karemi, and Modoni. Yes, these good people, the people who've made this very possible. Very good. I'll just give them a minute to say something.
Hello guys. Kwa vile mmesikia kwa majina naitwa Samson Kimani. Nakuru ni nyumbani. I come from a neighboring village here called Ngorika. And I'm grateful for taking your time to attend this noble event. I'll call it event. And I believe it's a start of many cooperations between County Business Week and Nakuru PIPS. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Nyawera Karimi. I am the head of partnership at the County Business Week. I'm happy to be here. I am not new in Nakuru. We have a home in Joro, so I would say this is home to me. I'm grateful that we've been able to pull this through. And thank you very much for your time, and we'll be looking forward for more partnerships in the future.
Good morning once again. My name is Muthoni Karemi. Yes, this is my small sister. We do business together. We have found a way of working. Like you said, Nakuru is not new to us. We have a family in Joro. I went to school in Egerton University, but we are originally from Nyeri. You know those tough Nyeri women? Abbas, ndio sisi. But we are grateful. We are forever grateful to the opportunities in Nakuru, the county government hosting us and welcoming us with open hands, the very vibrant business community in Nakuru. And to be honest, the Nakuru economy is being run by very young people. So we will be back. I think Jeff will share more details. And we are looking for an yearly engagement with this community. So it's not going to end today. So we will be here for the next 5 years, and for the next 10 years, and for as long as Nakuru exists. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And not forgetting my creative team, the marketing team. Jambi, you can wave. She runs our digital space. Bravo does all the creative work you were able to see here. Bravo, seated behind there. I'd also like to thank Mr. George Wayne, Ideal Events. Interestingly, Mr. Washuri shared something very interesting and amazing, and something that we need all to borrow. That when you go to do business somewhere, work with people from there. And whatever you're seeing here, the screens we have here, we didn't have to carry them from Nairobi. The stage you are seeing here, we didn't have to carry it from Nairobi. We made sure that we are also able to empower and work with people from here. So Mr. George, thank you very much for partnering with us. There's another wonderful gentleman here. His name is Paul Prince. He runs Nakuru TV. He's the one who's been doing, we are live on our Facebook page. So thank you very much, and your team. And thank you very much, Sami, also, for taking very nice photos. If you need them, at the end of the meeting, you should be able to get them. Very good. We would also like to extend our invitation to the Nakuru County Business Week Expo that is planned between 7th to 9th February 2024. I would like to repeat that. We would like to extend our invitation to the Nakuru County Business Week Expo planned between 7th and 9th February 2024. Venue shall be confirmed, but it will just be around within Nakuru town at a very central place. And this is a 3-day event that allows your business to showcase your products and services, test your products and services, access new markets, and build new relationships. Please plan to be with us then, and more details shall be shared by our team. Thank you so very much, and may the good Lord bless you. Thank you so much. Asanteni sana.
I'm reminded there's some more food. that's the end. We've come to the end of our event today. Feel free to take some more food, mingle, and as you do that, there's a special request from the media team for a photo opportunity with our panelists, and I would like to include Jerome in it. Please, our panelists, just come here for that photo op, and then after that, the team from County Business Week will take another photo. So, our panelists, just come on stage. Is it possible to remove the chairs? Our panelists, I think I'll be in the middle.
Long-awaited and fast-nearing expedition en route Masai Mara is here with us. This is July. I could actually say happy new month. We are heading to Masai Mara. What type of people will be going there? Singles, groups, couples, excluding no one. It's general viewership. Now, this is the peak of the Mara because we will be privileged to witness everything that happens during the wildebeest migration, to start with the migration itself. No need to worry because accommodation will match exactly what you ask for. I'm going to give you contact details so that you make your bookings 2 nights, a week or month and experience with as many of us who will actually be there. Zunguka Africa Safaris. Dial 0797 100 200 or 0741 792292 now.
Zunguka Africa. Tours and Travel. Zunguka Africa. Tours and Travel.
Experience exquisite safaris of Africa and beyond. From sprawling wildlife sightings in Kenya to eye-pleasing Maldives beaches or top attractions in Dubai city tours traversing wonder destinations. With activities and experiences complementing your expectations, Zunguka Africa is the top agent in Africa, granting you best safari holidays. Call us today on 0741 792292 or 0797 100 200.